That was sick. Tell me you got that. All right, so the next one is off-speed attacks. This was kind of like a newer-ish thing because a bunch of people just expect that you're going to be going 100% all the time, and you can throw them a change-up, you can make them look stupid. Jack, show me how to make people look stupid.
So typically the off-pace is used when you've already sped up the ball at your opponent, and it's when your opponent's expecting the ball to come back at that same similar, faster pace. A lot of players now, especially with popular paddles in specific, they tend to just snap through it, and that tends to get mistimed when the ball's coming slower or faster.
Mm-hmm. So when you're talking about change-ups, you might be saying like go even faster, where you're not aiming for the court, you're aiming at body, or go slower and hope that they are ahead of that ball.
Exactly.
But the idea, hopefully, is to conceal all of these, and you have no idea how fast your opponent is going to be hitting any of these shots.
Yep. So they'll look like the same exact shot. The only way you can tell the difference is as soon as it comes off my paddle, then it'll obviously come at 50% of the pace. And typically, since I'm speeding up that ball's going to tend to be a neutral ball, then you're already going to be on your heels. You're not going to be on the ball of your feet leaning forward. So because you're on your heels, then you may be a little bit more off balance if I try to make you reach. And obviously, then it just compounds. It's tougher to time a ball to the side of you than it is in front of you. So if I can do both, then that's a plus.
All right, well, let's show a couple of examples here. Oy. Wow, that was so off speed.
You got a ball? Oh my God.
So to me, like after watching you hit a few of those, like your preparation is pretty much the same. It's just how quickly you're coming through that shot. Now, are you on some of those slower ones where you're not going full pace? It seems like you are accelerating all the way up to the point of contact and then slowing down just before you hit. Is that correct?
I'd say it's less so that. I think that's like a pretty bad habit. I'd say the biggest thing is just my entire wrist motion is going to be a little bit softer than my normal flick. My normal flick is going to be at 100%. This speed up, granted it's the same exact motion, it's going to be a little bit softer.
Yeah, that's an important thing to say. It's because you really lose a ton of control when you're decelerating on any shot. So you really want to make sure that you're still accelerating this shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some things to note is what I'm really aiming for is to keep it as close to the net as possible. Obviously that comes with less margin, but this is a speed up, so you do need to sacrifice that. And another thing to note is this ball bounces like a foot or two behind the kitchen line. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to be higher percentage. Like I'm never going to miss long on this. I should hopefully never miss wide. So this is simply, it's similar to a bait ball in a regard, and you're expecting it to come back just in a, they're going to be a little bit off balance or whatever. So this isn't, you're not going to hit it and just expect to be a winner. You're also going to hit it and anticipate that next ball.
Right. So it's a setup shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do a few more. All right, Branson, take a look. Take a look at what I'm doing with my feet. Get in here. So I know you've been wondering, Zane, what are those dope shoes you've been wearing? Well, they're a collaboration between Sqairz and Pro XR Pickleball. Sqairz features a square toe, which allows for more space for the toes in the shoe. Not only is it more comfortable, it's more functional since your toes are free to grip the ground more naturally, improving balance and playability. If you're not sold, Sqairz has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try yours risk-free by following the link in the description. You're not really ever doing this off-speed through the middle, are you? It's like there's two paddles towards the middle. It seems to me like people are most effective with the off-speed when they're going sort of that little angle down the line.
Yes, I agree. I think this is one of the patterns that you should keep between you and the person in front of you. There's certain patterns, for example, my full pace speed up that I want to involve my partner in, but this is a one-on-one, and this is a speed up that I don't want to involve my partner in. I know where it's going. I expect to put that next ball away.
Yeah, okay. So are there any other targets that you do have, or is that the primary target here?
There is, you keep in mind, like, you can do it cross court, but you have to coordinate with your partner because your partner is going to likely be the next one getting the ball.
Yeah, there's no way Travis is ever going to figure that out.
Yeah, so I have found success. There's a lot of people who tend to, when you hit that off pace and then as soon as they're off balance or whatever, they just tend to throw a speed up because they're already off balance. And so you can coordinate that with your teammates, but for the most part, I want it to be a one-on-one.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I think that off-speed attacks are becoming more and more prevalent in pickleball. So like learning how to do that, kind of when to do that, because you have to set it up. You can't just start the match with an off-speed attack. They're going to be all over it. You have to set it up with 2 or 3 full-pace attacks, or even 150% attacks that might be going long, and then you can really get in somebody's head like that throughout the course of a match.
Yeah, yeah. Another thing to note is, like, especially as we talked about with poppy paddles, as soon as you off pace, they're still going to be swinging out of their shoes because they're expecting that full pace speed up. So if you can get it a little bit lower, like these speed ups, since they have less miles per hour, they're going to be dipping a little bit more. They're going to hit them probably around here rather than the typical counter level being, stomach level, chest high.
Right.
So even if you
my contact
load,
point is only going to be, it's going to be below the level of the net, just like
yeah.
the bait ball before. So you're probably doing the exact same thing you were talking about before and sitting on that backhand next.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh my God, you look stupid.
That was actually a great ball that killed me.
You all right?
Yeah. Come on. It's literally the sickest ball you could have hit, yeah.
I actually need to do this more often.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I went 150 on that one. I was going to hit you on that one. I felt bad. I shouldn't.
Good ball.
So that was kind of like more of the full speed one. That was probably going to settle in like the back portion.
I got you,
but
don't worry.
I don't know. That was more full speed. Oh, thank you. That was nice, Jack.
You suck!
That was way too easy. Way too easy.
Nah, you should have been on that next one. And notice, as soon as I see him hit that two-y, or as soon as I see him get in the position for the two-y, I'm forced to back a foot off the line and be more on my heels because he can hit that ball as a dink, he can hit that ball as a speed up. And so as soon as he connects with it, I'm loaded, and then I have to unload, take a step while the ball's dropping. And then obviously he's on that next one. This is just staged, so he's not going to do that in real life, but it's really good though.
I think I needed to use this more. I really do. Because I have the like a really good speed up, but people just know it's like it's either going there or there for the most part.
Yeah, yeah. And then you just slide middle on the next one.
All right, so if you liked this video and you just can't get enough of Jack Munro for some reason, first, you need help, but second, we have another video for you. It is about holding your shots, and it can really get your opponent off balance. Check that out here.